What if your next loan didn't depend on your credit score, but on your reputation? Because in today's economy, followers, engagement, and trust are your new credit score. Now, in the old world, credit was money-based, and in the new world, it's attention-based. Now, before we dive into this video, obviously, the conversation on this channel is consumer law, debt, financial literacy, financial wealth. And one of the things that I've highlighted, especially if you watch my videos all the way through, is that your debt, the reason why you are controlled by your debt is your attention to it. And if you don't know that, energy is a combination of time, labor, and attention is an energy exchange. And what if I told you that you can master attention coming towards you, your business, your finances, your situation, your conversation, your value, your voice. And now you build the credibility to where not only are you building equity on the credit side, credit equity, financial equity, but what if I told you that that goes hand in hand with social equity? How your digital reputation can literally become your most valuable asset. Your social equity and where you position yourself socially is another form of credit. Thank y'all for watching the video. Make sure you stick around all the way to the end. Let's dive into another one. Now, another thing I want to tap into is for my brand new people, man, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, tap into the channel. Number two, what I'm going to be talking about is not financial advice, not legal advice, not tax advice. Remember to do your due diligence and research on your own, okay? Everything I'm teaching, you can research on your own. And I think people get frustrated because I'm not like literally doing the work for them. But it's like, how much do you want me to do? I can just continue to learn and be a better teacher. I didn't go to school to be a teacher. I just, happened to be here. It was already engraved in me, so I'm learning. You know what I mean? I'm doing my best, If it was easy to do, I could explain it in one video. And even if I did explain it, I think the action of doing what the video says is very easy, meaning it's possible. It's just our mind that's hard. So the object of this video is to help you understand that attention is also value, okay? Attention, the more attention that comes to you, the more energy, money or currency can flow into you. So let's go ahead and just expose the system. All right. When you look at the industrial era, okay, banks rated you by your ability to repay. So when you think of the credit system, the reason why it's set up that way is because if you think about it, they're checking your credit worthiness. They're seeing if you can pay them back. Right. And I think that's a very simple concept that, makes sense, right? If someone loans you money, then you are required to pay them back. And that makes sense, okay? But in the digital era, the world rates you on your ability to influence. And this is the part that people gloss over. Did you know that the government has an influence over you? Did you know that the YouTuber or the person on Instagram, TikTok, right? Your favorite celebrity or creator, they got to their position because of the influence that they have. Tony Robbins, I went to an event and Tony Robbins said that your most valuable asset is the way to be able to get more sales, because this is a sales conference. The way to be able to get more sales and grow your business is to become better at people. And how do you become better at people is being influential, okay? Being able to influence people. And then there are some people who influence good, right? Influence empowerment and bettering. And then there's people who influence bad things, right? All we know is that influence is a superpower. But you can't influence somebody if you have no credibility. If you don't even look like somebody that someone would want to be influenced by, all right? And that's the same exact thing when it comes to banks. Why would a bank, and let's just think of the regular concept of somebody loaning you money. Why would a bank, and this is why it makes sense in this element, why would a bank loan you money if you have problems with your credit previously, which is why you have to fix your credit so that you can look and position yourself to look more credible. We can argue that, oh, that wasn't supposed to happen. But what also shows to the bank is that you don't know how to manage when somebody is putting misinformation out on you. You don't take responsibility for that. If anything, if somebody puts bad information on you, then I would make sure that it is off. But if you don't do it, then your negligence is also an element of your credit worthiness. The fact that you couldn't take care of the negative items on your credit report, you don't like, it's okay for them to deny you because you can take it off. The bank would just ask you, okay, like if this is the case, why don't you dispute it and tell them to get it off? I'm not going to go based off of what you said. I want to see what that credit report says. And obviously, we want to argue that on a separate case and challenge them on whether or not they should use the credit report. That's a separate argument, but it is a much advanced argument. So don't waste your time on doing that. Just position yourself so that you don't have to do this for every single bank. Same exact thing for your influence. Instead of you having to go door to door and speak to somebody and influence a person once at a time, you can now create an audience because your audience is now the lender. You dig what I'm saying? Their trust is the credit line. Your consistency is the repayment schedule. You can look at it the same exact way. Okay? This is why I say develop a brand. You develop a brand, you are able to build social equity. Okay? It's very easy to do. Yes, all of this stuff is valuable, but you have to do the work. Be consistent. Okay? In a traditional system, your credit worthiness was hidden in a FICO algorithm, a closed ledgers that only bankers can see. But in the new system, your reputation score is public. Every post, every comment, every collaboration updates your credibility in real time. So when I show up on Steven's podcast, when I show up on other podcasts, or if I do engagements and things in that nature, on top of what I do online, it just boosts my credibility. Now brands reach out to me, companies, right? If I go to an event, somebody walks up to me and says, hey, I see what you're doing online. I don't even have to pitch anybody because I do it all online. You get what I'm saying? It's someone say, well, online is not for me. Okay? It's almost like saying technology isn't for you. You know? When back in the day, when the new thing came out and your grandma was like, oh, I would never do that. I mean, yeah. But you got to think, are you being like your grandma right now? Is this something that you can actually learn? Is this something that's actually going to help your situation if you just overcame that fear? And it's probably much easier than working a job. And I'm not saying easy as in like it's not hard. The hard part obviously is the emotions and the consistency and the fear and failure and things that in overcoming certain things. But the action is physically easy. Okay? Every click is data. Every word is a record. Every promise kept online is an entry on your new public ledger of trust. The more you pour into your content, the more you pour into driving attention to you, that builds trust and credibility. Another thing, you don't need everybody to pay attention to you. You only need some people. Look at Dish Network. They understood the law and the power of some. If some people like satellite service, you can be a multi-billion-dollar company. And half of the people don't have satellite service. I guarantee you 30% of the world have satellite service. 30% of the United States. But they're a multi-billion-dollar company. It's probably less. We can even talk about cable now. If you ain't got YouTube TV, Sling, you know what I mean, Roku, nobody's even getting Comcast, Verizon anymore. You get what I'm saying? But they still are a multi-billion-dollar company. So put yourself in their shoes. What if you could get a fraction of an industry that is worth billions of dollars? When you think of the content creators out here, okay? Yes, people say, well, it's oversaturated or wherever the case may be. So what? It's equal opportunity. It's so much to go around. That's just like saying I'm going to create a business because there are so many businesses out there. Do you know that if you go and you are in, you know, how many grocery stores are right next to each other? How many auto body shops are right next to each other? How many gas stations are right next to each other? And they still make money? They still up and running? So you got to take that out your mind. We moved from a financial underwriting to a social underwriting. The only collateral now is your credibility. Okay? Do both. okay? Fix the credit, fix the finances, but also start building your brand, all right? And this is not everybody watching this video is going to be able to receive this. Some of you guys will. The law of some. That's the only person I'm trying to reach right now, is the some that truly want to be financially free. If you truly want to be financially free, it takes what it takes. It's none of that, oh, I don't want to, put myself out on camera. Well, maybe you don't have to, but you're going to have to put that energy somewhere else. I'm just saying that if you truly wanted to grow and market your business, and let's just say you didn't have money, let's just say all you had was your effort, you can go online for free today and start building up your social equity. Here's the law and logic behind it. Number one, authority is not a title. It's a verified pattern of consistency. It's the digital equivalent of a secured access. Imagine if somebody sees you post on a consistent basis, just like you. If you watch every single video that I post, this is building you're seeing the pattern. You're seeing my consistency. You're seeing how hard I'm working towards it. And what does it make you do? It makes you trust me. It makes you see that I take it serious. You have to audit what you are doing. What are you doing? That shows consistency, that shows that you are taking authority over your career and your life. Someone says that, hey, look, I run a business, this, third, but they're not even talking about it every single day. How can you be a business owner or run a business and say you love what you do, but you're not obsessed about it? One of my first mentors, millionaire, made millions of dollars in passive income, my mentor in a network marketing company. I'm like, yo, how can I reach this position? How do I do that? And when he's telling us, you got to do this, you got to do that. And like, we come with the excuses, he just flat out said, maybe you guys don't really sound that obsessed, very nonchalant, like not even trying to argue that. He just said, hey, look, you guys don't really sound obsessed about it. And he still kicked it with us. You know what I mean? But we were just like, what do you mean by that? He was just, look, man, like when I was on my journey to get to the position that I'm at today, I literally became obsessed with reaching that. So what did I do? I made the phone calls. I did the work. I had the meetings. I made the uncomfortable decisions. I created the content every day. I did what everybody wasn't doing. See, there's people in the industry on YouTube that do not post every day. You know what I mean? But they expect to grow. They may have great content, but they're not going to post every day. So if that is the case, you just look more like a creative piece and not really like somebody who's trying to create an authority. And I'm really speaking real to you guys, all right? Because when you post, you teach or serve. You're issuing digital instruments of value, receipts of reliability. The more people that trust your output, the higher your perceived credit limit in the market space of attention. See, you don't get paid for time. You don't get paid for you get paid for the value. Don't do anything, you're not going to be paid for it. And that is the number one thing. What are your values? And if you do have values, if you are valuable, why aren't you promoting it? But you say you want to be able to have financially free. You say you want to be able to build social equity. You want to be able to overcome, have a financial future. You want to take care of your kids and family, but you don't want to make a silly little post. It's not even a silly post, but you don't even want to make a post. You don't even want to talk with your voice. Oh, well, I don't have a camera, but I have an iPhone. Oh, I don't have a mic. I mean, mics on Amazon, if you really want it, it's $12. You mean to tell me you don't have $12 towards your financial future? You mean to tell me you don't have 30 minutes to an hour towards your forever future? To make a video? To make a reel? A TikTok? To put yourself out there. At the end of the day, forget like the result. Who would you become if you just started to do that? Would you be more confident? Would you trust yourself more? Would you be more affirmed? Would you be able to release energy that you never have been able to release? So, quick diagram. Your credit score, in the financial world, they may call it a credit score, but in the digital world, it's your reputation score. Cash flow in the financial world, content flow in the digital world, collateral in the financial world, credibility. In the credit world, your collateral is what makes you credible. See, your straw man is collateral. This is why you're able to get credit. Okay? Because you are an asset to the United States. Lender, your audience or brand. Repayment, consistency. You have to be consistent and make your payments on time. This is what I'm saying about your content. This is what I'm saying about your position. This is what I'm saying about your business. If you are a business owner, you need to be online in this modern day and age, okay? Or else you need to be going to every single networking event. But can you stress yourself like that? How many billboards can you make? But what if I told you that you can literally create a billboard online and post it? What if I told you that every video that you post is a billboard to who you are? What would you say? And then what if I told you not only is that a billboard to who you are, but what if I told you that that is equity, that is building your positioning, that is now people know, loving and trusting you. So whatever you decide to release, people will mess with it. It's a very simple concept, but obviously it's conditioning your mind that you can do this. Before, you thought you had to be on TV. You thought that you only did you have to be on TV, but you had to pay a lot of money to do that. Oh, I would never be able to show myself or show my face online or whatever the case may be, or never be able to, I gotta get the opportunity. And so when a brand partners with you, they are not buying your following, they're securing a position in your trust portfolio. See, a brand reaches out to you because they know there's people that trust you. They can easily send an ad out to millions of people, spend millions of dollars on advertisements, right? To reach their client persona, but it's something about you connecting with an audience or community that you created that now is more of an opportunity of trust. They can get more sales by connecting with you, okay? Authority is the digital collateral, and your reputation is the lien that backs every opportunity. I'm using these terms because y'all know what I'm talking about, all right? So let's see how this kind of plays out in the real world. All right. So you have two digital profiles. All right. Well, actually, before we dive into that, let's talk about the quick framework. All right. Social equity is built through consistency, contribution, and clarity. All right. Let's start with step one. On the consistency side, you have to post with rhythm. One of the things that you guys may notice is that I post at 8:30 p.m. every single day. So you know that at 8:30 p.m. you are expecting a video. Whether or not you watch all of my videos, you know that 8:30 p.m. I'm going to drop a video. Okay. Number two, let your voice be predictable in value and not vanity. All right. So be strong in your message. Trust and believe yourself, and be predictable in the type of value that you're going to give. And some people may say niche down or whatever the case may be, but your values is, like me, becoming free and steps to become free, financially free. Then I'm gonna make sure that when you come to me, this is exactly the value I'm gonna give you. So now you're not all over the place. Man, I'm giving some insiders, man. I don't know if I should. Number two, contribution. Don't chase engagement. Don't chase the likes. Don't chase the followers, the comments. Chase the growth. Every video that I post is literally for me. I post so that I can be able to become a better speaker. I post so I can be able to create content for myself, so I can be able to develop and build my brand. I'm not really posting and so that I can have a portfolio of things for myself and to create an impact for myself. It's all to grow me. I'm not doing it for anybody else. So when someone says, well, I don't post because, people think and all of that, and I'm not trying to be a cliche, but those people are not you. They don't have your goals. So why would you care what they think? If they're not helping you make money, if they're not trying to help you reach your goals, it doesn't matter what they think, because at the end of the day, 5-10 years from now, they're still going to rock with you even if you do it. And if they don't, they wasn't supposed to rock with you. I mean, that's just explanatory. And number three, you got to have clarity. Be known for one idea that compounds. A confused message earns no credit. So think about it like this, right? A known idea that compounds. When you think about the aspect of credit being my known idea, right? Helping one fix their credit, now compounding to financial literacy, wealth, trust, consumer law, and then now even compounding into creating and actually creating money online, creating cash flow. But it started with credit. It started with my mental philosophy. Okay? It started with those things and they compound. I didn't go from here to now I'm gonna make prank videos and now I'm gonna do funny videos and now I'm gonna do these videos. And no, all of my content aligns with each other because it is me. All right. If I'm this serious guy who, creates content, but sometimes like to talk about philosophy and sometimes like to say little jokes and innuendos and things of that nature. I'm going to keep it consistent, but you're not going to see me doing a comedy bit. You know what I mean? You may see me drop booms and stuff like that. But I try to keep it where it aligns. Even the music that I put on the content aligns. And I'm getting a little bit too deep on that aspect. Now, let's talk about the 2 digital profiles and really illustrate how this plays out in the real world. Number 1, look at profile A, 100,000 followers, random content, inconsistent tone, and low engagement. Their trust score is about a 40%. They have attention but no equity. Their audience doesn't believe them. But then you look at profile B, 5K followers, a consistent message, daily valuable post, high engagement, high retention, high trust. The trust score is at 95%. They have less volume but more value density. Okay? And if a brand is the lender and they invest in profile B because of credibility, influence without trust is like unsecured credit. It can default at any moment. Followers create reach, credibility creates revenue. So you have to be able to balance these two together. If you understand that attention is important, but value is important, you put those two together. Some people would tell you to be more like profile B, right? And then there's some people that are like profile A, just getting started. They just don't have that much engagement, that much trust. Trust me, I've been there. I've had content that have done crazy numbers and gave me hundreds and thousands of followers. You get what I'm saying? And I was in that position. But then I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and realign. Let me go ahead and make my message a little bit better. Let me go ahead and make sure that I'm reaching the people I want to reach. Okay? But I would say use them both hand in hand. Do what gets you attention, but don't be random. Like find within your niche that works and be consistent with what works. All right? Value is important, but not, you don't have to always say that the value is important, but your consistency, quantity that you put it at is important as well if you want to get fast results. If you're thinking long term, then take your time. You know what I mean? But eventually, if you want to have success, you're going to have to be consistent more, okay? If it is 1 time a day, good. If it is 1 time a week, that's good, right? Just be consistent and have realistic expectations. If you're going to do 1 time a week, then expect to get results in the next year or 2, in the next 3 or 4 or 5 years. But let's just say you want to get results in the next year or the next 6 months, then whatever you're going to do over the next over 3 years, do it within the 6 months. So if it is 1 time a day, how about posting 5 times a day? You know what I mean? Mixed with the value. And yes, you might have 95% trust, but you're going to have a lot of attention. If you think about it, the person with 5K followers, yes, they do have 95% trust, but I mean, the numbers are still smaller. 40% of 100,000 is still 40,000 people. So it's still more people at the end of the day. The power of some, remember. So use them both hand in hand. The value that you bring is going to be equivalent to the attention that you bring as well. Sometimes value doesn't always bring attention. Sometimes you have to do what brings attention and then bring the value after. But I'll compound this. If you guys like videos like this, then I'll compound on this topic even more. All right. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is I want you to just have a visual analogy. Okay. I want you to think of each piece of content as a transaction. All right. Each interaction as an entry on your credibility ledger, and each promise kept a payment made towards your reputation. You can go viral by accident, but you can only build equity on purpose. So it's 2 things. If you are creating content with a purpose and intention, and you do it on a consistent basis at a high level, you're going to go viral for the right reasons. Okay? Like if you are in a financial space, don't create dance videos and expect it to go viral. Or if it does go viral, those followers are going to be paying attention to your financial stuff. And then for my people who are in the dancing space and, pranks and all that, you say you want to switch up your content and be on a more financial space, you're going to have to go all in and make a complete transformation or create a separate account for that. I'm giving y'all a game that, man, if you are really tapped in, this is really some game right here. Okay? Now, Here's the reality shift, and we're gonna get close to wrapping this up. This is the pivot that you need to make psychologically. Most people scroll, react, and consume like financial borrowers. They take value, chase dopamine, and pay attention to algorithms. Creators do the opposite. They issue value. They mint ideas. They create assets from thoughts. They are critical thinkers, okay? Instead of them consuming, they are putting themselves in position to be consumed, just like the bank. Every original post, every solution shared, every act of service is a credit extension to the market. The more that you give value, the more the system owes you recognition. That's why creation is credit issuance. It moves from debtor to creditor in the digital economy. The borrower consumes attention and the creator commands it. Stop renting influence and start owning your own authority. In the 20th century, banks held assets. In the 21st century, creators now hold attention. Both are collateral, but one decays and one compounds. Followers are not fans, they are holders of your trust token. Engagement is the interest rate on your representation. Authority is the collateral that opened doors in partnerships and capital. When people believe you, they don't chase money or credibility. I can't tell you how many times I go to events and I pull up and I speak to people and I tell them what I do, and it's already, I don't even have to pitch them on anything. They're trying to figure out how they can work with me. Or somebody in my DMs asks me questions about a particular video that I dropped giving value. See, I'm doing with the intention to create the value, but I know that the reception, if the value is given correctly, someone may ask for more help. See, the game is free, but obviously the extended coaching, that's what you have to pay for. And that's okay, because everybody can do that, right? If I ask you to cook me a meal, come in my kitchen and cook me a meal, or even drive 30 minutes to do that out of your time, yes, you can do it. Yes, I may need a nice meal cooked, but what energy am I going to give back for that? So it's okay. All right. The thing is when you go into this, the reason why it's so hard is because it requires you to use muscles in your body that you have not used much, your brain. Okay. And I don't say that to be funny. I don't say that to be critical or like disrespectful, but I say that because to remind you that that is literally the most powerful tool. And some of us would rather people tell us what to do. They'd rather go to work, work at 5 and not think. My boss tells me to do this, I do what my boss tells me. But with that, you have less freedom. If somebody has to tell you what to do, you have no freedom. If you have to ask for permission, you have no freedom. Okay? So start thinking about your thoughts. All right? Here's what I want to wrap up with. All right? If your Instagram was your credit report, would you lend to yourself? Would your consistency, clarity, and credibility pass underwriting? Why would somebody watch your videos? Why would somebody purchase your product? Is the question that you got to ask yourself on a daily basis. So, social equity is not a trend, it's structure. Your words create trust, your rhythm creates reliability, and your audience becomes your ledger. The new credit system is built on creativity, not compliance. Operate as a source of value and not a seeker of position. So you have the value when it comes to your signature and credit, but do you know that you are valuable yourself? Do you know that you can create content and you would stand out? Did you know that you are different from the next person? You can create the same exact content, but because you sound different, look different, are from a different place, wear your clothes differently, may even say it a little bit differently, that it's a completely new piece of content. See, people want to redesign the wheel, but you don't have to redesign the wheel. Just take the wheel and literally modify it to you. Make it to you. There's Goodyear wheels and then there's Jiffy Lube wheels. You know, I could be wrong. I'm not an auto body expert, but they all have the same purpose. It's just they have different features that make them them. People like Goodyear tires and some people like Jiffy Lube tires. You dig what I'm saying? So stop trying to recreate the wheel. Take a look at what people are doing, seeing how they are building their social equity, and do the same thing. All right? You can't look at Coca-Cola. You can't drink Coca-Cola, Red Bull, Celsius, and I'm going to expose myself, coffee, different brands and stuff like that, seeing that they are creating content, putting themselves out there and say, oh, well, I want to have that same success, or I want to live free too. Do you see that they're working hard? They already got it and they're working harder than you. Don't let somebody that has more money than you outwork you because, oh, they have money, so they don't have to work hard. Don't let them outwork you. That's one. And number two, it's the same thing about the crackhead. Don't let the crackhead outwork you for $5. You know what I mean? Simple. And this is how you're going to get closer to financial freedom. Take the things that I say in my content with a grain of salt, because again, it's your life. It's my business model. But if you truly wanted to be able to live on your own terms, do the things that people are doing. Stop trying to create your own thing. Oh, well, I don't want to create content. I don't want to do this. I'm going to go ahead and create me a restaurant. Well, by all means, create you a restaurant. But you're seeing that all the restaurants that are having success, that is not a restaurant from the past, they're all online or been online. Okay? Well, I want to create me an Applebee's. Well, Applebee's is on social media. You know what I'm saying? Well, I don't want to have an Applebee's. You want a mom and pop shop. Well, create your mom and pop shop. How you going to get customers in there? Oh, I'm going to pay for a billboard. Well, you're just not modernizing your approach. Okay? Thank y'all for watching the video and let me keep it real with y'all, man. It's Friday. You know what I mean? If you got some things that you need to work on, you know, don't just go into the weekend resting. You know what I mean? Go into the weekend with intention. You know what I mean? If you didn't get to work on your business this week, then set aside some time to work on your business during the weekend. You don't need to do it all day. An hour. The same thing for the weeks. If you work a 9 to 5, spend some time working on what's going to be towards your better future. Because why not? Because if you truly be able to only work towards your future, you have to put in those baby steps now. You have to take those first steps now. And I really hope that you guys get value from this video. Obviously, if you want to be able to connect with the community, tap in with the school community. The school community is in the description down below. You can get in there for 7 days free. All right. Number two, if you want to work with me one-on-one, specifically on your brand positioning, specifically on positioning yourself socially and building social equity so that you can be able to grow and thrive in your brand, the application is down below. I'm gonna make sure it's at the top so that for those people that specifically want to work with me on their brand, this video is for you. All right, my credit people, we're on our regular schedule program, tap into the school. But if you're looking to build a brand, tap into the link down below. Thank y'all for watching the video. I love y'all. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch y'all next time. This video is sponsored by the Fund Yourself Academy. My step-by-step system designed to help you fix your credit, get funding, and build real financial freedom from scratch. If you're tired of feeling stuck, overwhelmed, or just ready to stop living paycheck to paycheck, this is where it changes. Inside the Academy, I break down everything from consumer law secrets that they don't teach in school to how to remove negative items and boost your score, get access to business funding, and start building multiple income streams online. Whether you're just starting out or ready to level up your game and get the bag, this is your playbook. We've got tools, templates, dispute letters, mentorship calls, private community access, and an exact roadmap I use to leave my 9 to 5 and create time freedom. But only for a limited time, you can get access to the Fund Yourself Academy on a free trial basis for the next 7 days. And then after that, you pay less than $1 a day at $27 a month, if you like it. No fluff, just facts and just freedom. Go to the fundyourselfacademy.com or hit the link in the description to join now, because nobody's coming to save you, but you can fund yourself.